Hello, hello. Pie eating contest? Not really a pie kind of guy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name's Alckemy. We are going to be hopping into some production with my wonderful suite of gizmos and gadgets. I don't really have anything planned as of now, but we do have some quick play spells to get through, and then we'll figure out what we want to do. If anyone has suggestions on something you want to see today, I'm open. If it's a good suggestion, I'll take it. But let's figure out what's going on. Also, how are you? How's life? What's going on? That was cool. If you all want to join the quick play spells, 15-second submissions daily, be sure to join the Discord and then post a 15-second or less clip once per day inside of everyday quick play spells. And at the beginning of the stream, I'll play them. So it's kind of what we're doing now. Next, we have Pink. It's pretty nice. Is this just with comb filters? Graphic modulator, amp envelope, limiter, feedback delay network. I would have liked to have seen what else was on here. Next time, scroll through your patch. No Goodbyes from Velvet. This is dope, dude. This is a really good idea. I don't like the snare, but the groove and the rhythm is really cool.
What's this? What do you want? I like things this way.
Yeah, that was cool. Also, welcome, Algo. Glad that you decided to submit. I like when I see new faces and stuff. I mean, I really, don't get me wrong, I really appreciate when that we have some consistent posters and all that, but it is exciting when I see new people share their stuff. So, yeah. What are we feeling today? I'm not really sure. Why is this on? Hey, new Macron. Oh, that's why. Because I started a new project, and that's why it's quiet. Okay, cool. We could just we could just go off of that. That was fucking sick. Oh no, I wasn't recording that. Fuck. Okay, let's try that again. I have no idea what I was playing. But those chords are there in here somewhere. Dang. I'm kind of sad because that was there were some really nice chords in that. Ugh. Excuse me. Maybe I can just go back into the stream and just sample it. Okay, there was some stuff in here that I know that I could use, so let's just take that. I don't know where it was, but there were a couple of chords in here that I really liked. Okay, so this one was nice. That was kind of nice. If I can find some of those original ones that I played at the beginning, like I have a track idea, but I could set up like loopback, rolling sampler, or I can pull it up on the iPad and sample it directly into, I can plug it into the interface. What am I... What am I using the oscilloscope for? The oscilloscope's on the master. It's just always on there. What I need to do is I need to memorize some shapes on this. Because I know that if I can get the shapes, then I can make the chords. But I don't have any memorized at the moment, so I'm just kind of shooting in the dark. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, a lot of times when I'm doing sound design, or I'm making kicks and snares, or if I want to check like the energy of a sub, oscilloscope is super useful for lots of different monitoring situations. Ooh, it's kind of nice. Oops. Fuck. That hurt. Okay. Let me see if I can come up with something interesting with this. Let's go into maybe some other sounds, or I can make one if you prefer. Let's go to oscillator 1 and maybe go into a nap time for you. Love you. Is she napping too? Oh, well, she heard that you were going to take a nap, so she was like, I want to nap with you. So something that I realized that's really fucking cool about this thing here is that if I do this to where, let's just say I have this go kind of fast, like that, and I go 1, this is an internal resampler, and what I can do is go cut or trim this kind of like so. And what this will do is I can save this, go edit, cut, save. Let's just type in C instrument. Synths. Return. Save. Now I can change this from a wavetable into a resonator. And in the sample folder here, I can go actions, add, and I can add this as a fucking resonator, as an exciter. That is so dope. So now I need to go into this and go into the resonator, go into the exciter. And there it is. So it kind of has its own like infinite engine built in within itself to like kind of create a self-sustaining thing that just has a lot of variation into it. So let me turn that up. And for some reason this is kind of quiet, so let me see if I can turn that up a bit. I can go into the sample here and I can go select, or wait, close, actions, edit. Turn the sample gain up. That's interesting. Going here. Seeing if I can turn on the output of this a little bit more. There we go. Normalize. Save. Save. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to oscillator 1 and reload that sample. Close, actions, remove. Okay, actions, add, add. It actually didn't do what I wanted it to do. Hey Stern, what's up? How is vocoder different to a resonator? Well, a vocoder is a spectral effect that is like a ring mod on an insane amount of different bands. I wouldn't say ring mod though. I would say it's sorry, a resonator. So it's like a 40 band resonator as opposed to usually a resonator just being like a single band that picks one frequency range. Okay. Resonator. Now I'm trying to figure out why this is so quiet, because it's not supposed to be this quiet. Okay, there we go. kind of curious why the it's actually pretty cool, but it's not in key. There we go. That's better. Ooh. Okay, there's a lot of really cool stuff in this that I might want to mess with. So let me fuck with that for a minute. There are some nice chords in this too that are worth considering. Like that's a nice melody that matches with that chord. Is there another thing on here as well that has a sequence built into it? Oh, there is. Okay. That's really nice. I kind of want to hear what this is going to sound like just off of like a repitch though. This thing is so cool. Like it's yeah. This could be our hook. RC 505 when I look at all that hardware. You don't need it. You don't need it. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't need any of this stuff either. But I mean, after doing music for so long, you kind of are like, all right, well, what am I going to do now? Wait for the next VST? And I think for me, I was kind of ready to try out some hardware and do some stuff. And I feel like I lucked out because all the stuff that I bought, I'm like, this is stuff that I know how to use, that I know that I'm going to want to use. And I'm not like pressured to be like, I need to use the Digitact every day. I need to use this thing every day. This makes sense to use every day, actually. This makes sense to use every day. But you know what I mean? Like all the other stuff that I have, it's just kind of like, it's just there. And it's a nice tool to have. It's also like good vibes for the studio. But I would definitely say like I have a video coming out soon. It's my relationship with hardware and my advice to people that are looking at it. It's like I would not buy hardware until you've exhausted all of your other financial options. unless if you are an actual, like, unless if you're starting out and you're already a musician, you know, it would make sense to get a keyboard that you could do some sound design on and whatever. But for the average producer, myself, that, you know, can play a couple of instruments and noodle and shit, like, wait, wait as long as you can. Actually, there is one exception. A sequencer. A sequencer, like, is such a, at least for me, I still think that the Oxy One, this is the Mark II, and I actually didn't have to pay for this. But the Oxy One Mark One was the best hardware purchase I've ever made. And having something that helps me explore musical ideas without just straight up giving it to me is like, that's what makes this such a beautiful piece of hardware. And I think that the creative options that the Oxy One has, and the flexibility and the way that it has generative, and the way that it helps you break down rhythms, and now with this version it helps you have performance tools and all that, like, you can't beat a sequencer. I need to clip that because I need to do some content for Oxy One. And by the way, like, I don't have an affiliation with them. They're not paying me for any of the stuff that I just said, but it's just, yeah, like, you kind of have to just touch one and put your hands on it. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if you're a keyboardist or pianist or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that's your thing. But for me, like, that's where I found my home. The sequencers, for sure. And even, I guess, like, that's something that you could consider with the Electron devices, is that there's 3 of them here. 2 of them have built-in sequencers to them. You know what I mean? And so it kind of has that thing. But even, I guess, even with sequencers though, like, I had to go through a lot to find the ones that were right for me. Like, I know that I just recently did a bunch of coverage over the Hapax, but that would have been just as good in my opinion. I just happened to get the Oxy One at the time. But the what else did I try? I tried the Poly and Play, which was okay. I tried the MPC twice rather. Tried the MPC twice, and it was like, it wanted to do all these things, but it couldn't just, it just couldn't keep up. So it's like, it does a bunch of shit, but it doesn't do any one thing like exceptionally well, if that makes sense. That was my experience with it, and I took a lot of time, spent a lot of time with it, did a lot of videos about it too. But I don't know, maybe in the later editions, if they can add more RAM, I think that solves most of its issues. I also think that it needs like modulators, because it has some built into the actual samples themselves. But that's kind of what I feel like that's missing is, yeah, like, and I think that the sequencing on the NPCs and stuff as well are just not, they're not my favorite. Especially for micro timing and all that other stuff, like working with the touchscreen and like trying to nudge shit and all that was just kind of a pain in the ass. Whereas like with the Digitact, because it's all button based, it's like a billion times faster. I will say though that the best drum sequencer that exists is Patterning 3, and it's available both for iPad and there's a desktop version. I'm actually working on a I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I'm going to give it to them for free since they sent me a Hapax. But patterning, man. Patterning 3 is just, I cannot say enough good things about this sequencer. Best drum sequencer ever used, like, by light years. Add hand effects using gestures? What is that? Express yourself. Oh, it's for the camera. Sorry, I upgraded to Tahoe, and there's that, but dude, like, this thing, like, you can cook beats so quickly in this thing, or I can cook beats so quickly in this thing. So like, I'm going to show you all this very quickly because I do think that it's worth taking a look. Not trying to sell you all anything, by the way, but just how efficient this thing is. Okay, kick, boom, Boom. Boom. Snare on the 2. Take this. Make the snare early. Hat pattern. Go in here. Nudge. Like, this thing is just... This thing is so baller, man. Like, I think it's like Olympia Noise Co. that made this. But they just made one of the coolest fucking things ever. What just happened? Velocity, boom. Yo, what's up, Nate? And like the other thing about this, because I know that was that even playing, by the way? Yeah, it was. Wait, what? Where's all my stuff? Just tuned in. Oh, that was you? Oh, sick. Wait, what happened to all my kits and stuff? Well, whatever. Okay, it's fine. So check this out. I only have one drum kit. We go to Cloud Kits. You can find a fantastic artist like, I don't know, like this dude Alckemy. And you can go boom. Okay, it says that I have these downloaded. Downloaded 156 times. Let's go. Yeah, I think this just isn't syncing up with everything that I have. But you can just download kits. Let me find one that I actually don't have. So that way it'll hopefully download it. Like, am I under favorites or what's going on here? Boom, new kit. Okay, sick. Like, what? This thing, like, and you can export the MIDI, you can export stems, you can export MIDI stems. It just makes so much fucking sense. Open. Yeah, it says that I have all of these, but I don't know. Maybe I need to re-upload or reopen this. Drum kits, application support, or maybe it deleted this. What's going on here? Oh, that's why I deleted all those group containers. Ew, fuck. That sucks. This patterning 3. Okay, that's why. So all of the kits and stuff that I own. But yeah, you could just go on a downloading spree like this. Did that download? Yeah, I've been redoing it. I have a bunch of kits on here as well. So if you like my stuff, here's all this. You go boom. Garage. Grim Dungeon. It would be nice if there was a way that you could restore all of the things that you downloaded. And then also there is kind of an annoyance on here to where if you go back into this, what is the name of this person? Wherever that was. High maintenance, Nimbus copy, give in, boom, star, Mendel. I'm pretty sure like I had most of these. But dude, I'm just like going on a downloading spree for kits and drums and shit. It's so nice. AT person of interest. Excuse me. But look, now I have a bunch of kits and I have the same drum pattern. Like, just super fast, man. Oops. Nudge. I'm like, okay, let's get a new kit. I'm like, dope. Okay, let's export. Let's just go pattern. Wave, 32-bit, 48 kilohertz. Choose a location. That sucks. All those, man, I lost a lot of progress off of that, but whatever, it's my fault. Sample pack. Open. Exported. Then you can just drag it into your DAW, and then you've got something to work with. Like how nice is that? And for the most part, I work on the iPad because it's actually better, like working with the touchscreen and all that. But so let's take this, bounce that, and then we can play with pitching on this. Now, even though I wouldn't leave this as the drum group of where it is, you know what I mean? It's still, like I said, super convenient to be able to have. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about patterning. Best drum sequencer I've ever used. And it's $30. And if you get it for iPad, it also comes with the Mac or the desktop version. Easy recommendation. That was cool. Well, it runs in standalone, so it's not a plugin. Making the change from Ableton and Windows to Bitwig after 20 plus years. What made you decide to switch? Oh, just Windows in general. I mean, you can run Ableton on oh, I guess not on Linux, but I guess okay, yeah. So you don't want to go Mac. All right. Say no more. No, it's an AUV3 plugin, which I think Ableton can run, but Bitwig cannot run it, and then Logic can run it as well. You can run them as a wrapper. Not? Oh? I wanted to install Faceplant on my Steam Deck, but I have to find, yeah, it would be through a wrapper. patterning 3. Let's try that. Okay, so it's a starting point, but I want it to have a balance now. For the most part, I don't like the new automation. I do think that the automation clips are cool. I like the new interface, but I don't like that we lost the latch automation. And I think that there's some major things that would make this a lot better, but it's a start. And to me, like, this is my least favorite feature just because I don't like, I'm not a theory genius by any means, you know what I mean? But I know how to identify a scale in chord I would say basic chord variations and whatnot. But for this stuff, like it's cool for like experimental things and whatever. But I just feel like this is. I think that people that are beginners are gonna love it. For me personally, ugh. I also actually I do think that the step thing in the MIDI sequencer is cool. The footsteps thing. Um, I don't really have a workflow for it, but I think that's a nice thing to record automation the old way in the launcher. Oh yeah, yeah, they did do that. Resizing clips will desync the other automation clips. Right, I agree. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing, but it is cool that like the automation clips can be saved as automation clips, right? Because like you can save bass shapes and stuff if you make that. If you do something really cool, then you can also use it as a curve. That's an like that's a complementary ecosystem that I can get behind because that's something that Faceplant does, and that's something that I praise Faceplant for doing. So like if you make a wavetable, it's applicable in 4 different devices. You know what I mean? So there's that. But I am curious, can you make a wavetable as a curve? Is that a thing? I will mention you and Polarity want the hamburger workflow in my upcoming video. I think it should be a switch to the old last touch parameter. Yes, I agree with that. So I don't know if this is helpful to you or not, but I use the on-screen keyboard a lot, this thing. So like I just use my QWERTY to play notes and stuff if I'm doing something usually. But what I have instead of A for automation is Control A. So that way I can maintain, that way I can toggle between the automation mode, which I don't like, by the way. That's one thing, like this doesn't look good to me. I don't like this. I just want my hamburger, which it's okay if it's right here, or it's okay if it's a plus button now, but I want my hamburger with the last touch parameter with an automation lane already ready to go. So demanding. Out of curiosity for composition tools and modulation comparison to Bitwig. I'm curious, what do you think? I'm not going to buy another DAW. But I could reach out to the people from Cubase because do you remember when I reviewed Cubases? The modulators are quite good. For me, the automation mode is like, leave this as fast as possible. So I use it to create one single point and then press A again. That's fair. Wow, that's a loud kick. How did I get that so loud? Or is it because of this? Kind of stupid decision removing the automation lane. I hope that they will return it back. Me too. But, you know, who knows? It's not the end of the world. It's just something that's a minor inconvenience. And it is an adjustment period for me. Has every feature under the sun in it. To be honest with you all, I have Faceplant. I have Rolling Sampler. I don't like fucking give me assuming assuming I spent a day changing the keyboard shortcuts in Reaper back over, like I'm fine. Now that I have this, like dude, this, can I show you all some of the drums that I made in this the other day real fast? Cubase sucks for live performance. That's why I don't use it anymore. That's fair. But I'm not really a live performance kind of person myself, so dude, hold on one second. Check this out. I like this sound. Let me save this real fast. We're gonna call this Harpy. Bank, Alchemy. Let me go back here real fast. Oh, and if I can rely on you all, if you don't mind, if I get like lost in the sauce with stuff and you see me kind of working in a, let's say, a workstation that's outside of what you can see, of what you want to see, can you just be like, yo, dog, fucking switch the thing over. That would help me a lot. Oh, also, I got the Digitone back. I had to send that in because, what's it called? I had to send it in because the cable or the power connector was loose, which apparently is a known common factory issue. Dude, this is a kick from... That's from this. Let me show you a snare I made. Is it this one? Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of distortion on this from the analog heat because that's how I'm getting sound in here, but like, it's just as loud as how I would normally make it. There's another snare that I made in here. I don't think that I can search though, but I think it's the first. Yeah, so this was the one that I made last night. This thing can do anything. I do think that there's some like transient shaping and stuff that I would want to fix, but I also have not delved into using oscillators, or sorry, using the kernels for the FM engine, or sorry, I haven't experimented with using the FM engine to make drums yet, but isn't that fucking crazy? Like, I don't know. I love this thing. I didn't think that I was going to like it as much as I do. It is a little bit slower than Faceplant and Serum and everything else, but kind of getting around that as a means of at least getting like an engine of the source is like, it's fucking sick. We could probably use those drums actually, so I think that there's a couple here. What did my screen just do? Am I still live? I hope I am. Okay. Let me go initial. All right. So what were we doing on this? We were fucking with the groove, I think. Thank you. See, Fudge, I like you, man. See, you're my dog for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cubase's on iPad is okay. It's kind of the same limitations, but they have... It's a little bit slower as well. I think probably the biggest issue for me is that I wish that it had more warp modes. It's also limited on effects, although I have a workaround for that. Would you guys like to see a stream of me working in Cubase sometime? Like maybe I'm just doing samples or something though, because I don't want to do a bunch of sound design in it. And that's the best way to work with Cubases or anything with iPad, is to do sound design in Drambo, like make all your shit in Drambo, and then bring it to Cubases, and then you can make your beat and stuff. Like that's the best workflow, unless if you plan on keeping stuff in VST format. But that would be my recommendation for how to actually build tracks and whatnot. I think that Cubases has a better workflow for me than Logic. Logic has better like plugins and stuff and better effects, because Logic or Cubases doesn't really come with a whole lot. There's only one. But the problem with the workflow within Logic is that instead of using, and I hate this about Logic, but instead of using warped clips and audio stuff, you have to warp the track. And if you warp the track, you can't reverse the sample and stretch it. It makes no fucking sense. And that is the most ass backwards way to work. I feel like Logic Pro for iPad is like the most anti beat maker platform that I've ever worked with. I don't know of any fucking DAW that does that. Sorry, we're talking about Cubases. But Cubases, it has one warp mode, which is complex, and you can repitch stuff while you do that. And that's one thing that I do wish that it had. I wish that it was just like a regular repitch to where like the longer it is, the more that it will, you know what I mean? You can pitch it down. But it has freezing and flattening, which I would just prefer bounce in place. And it also is kind of strange when it comes into like busing and sidechaining and stuff. And I think that's the big thing with Cubase is that it doesn't have. So like you can't send a rack of effects to another bus. Yeah, I'm on camera, sweetie. But I'm this way. Yeah, of course. Hi.
I'm going to take a nap, but I love you.
Oh, you haven't taken a nap yet? Can I ask you for a favor? Can I ask you to bring me a can?
I can't.
Yeah.
Tuna?
No.
You can't.
No, a can of water. The orange one. Orange one is open. Thank you, baby. Yeah, the steps. Well, I think I brought that up in Discord, right? The step sequencer in Cubase was what actually was like, oh shit, maybe I should. Well, that's not true. The modulators. But I think. Have you all seen the step sequencer in Cubase? Also, yeah, thank you all for showing up. We've got quite a few people here. I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you, baby. Ah, why?
I love you.
So take a look at this. I'm not trying to. Again, I'm just having fun talking about technology and stuff, everybody. So you know, please, if this bugs you and stuff, that's part of the reason why I've been enjoying doing. Is that a clear picture? Like stuff for like reviews and all that lately is because I just like talking about the technology and whatnot. Bro, please. So you can't really see it here, but this has per step offset on this, which actually, you know what this is a lot like? This reminds me a lot of Octocron. It's very similar to the Octocron sequencer. If you all have ever seen this. You know what's yeah, I don't think it's as robust as Bitwig though. I think that Bitwig has like the best drum synthesizers in it. And the other thing about Bitwig is that it also has like a secret weapon, which I've shown you all in some of my tutorials and stuff. Is this gonna quit? Cancel. So if you look at this drum machine, and we go to this drum machine organize. The reason why this is so goated is for a couple of reasons. But one, you can have every single drum machine in here as an instrument selector. And you could do shit like this. So let me find like a drum groove or whatever. Yeah, let's just use an aim and break on this. And then I'm going to pitch everything up by 1. I don't know why it's doing that, but let me try the break. And that's like the one thing about this that is kind of annoying. Do I have just a... Okay, so check this out. Within this, I can just change the selector on here. The other thing that you can do is you can randomize like everything on here. So if I wanted different hats every time, I could just put this on any one of these. Or let's just leave it on this for now. But like every time this hits, you can create a completely new sound. So like I have this other thing called my hat rack. And like just when it comes into drum synthesis based off of machines like this, like you can do other things like it, but the setup is just so easy. So these are all the hats that are within like the update from 5.3 and onwards. But there's a randomizer on every single thing here. And so like let's say I want new hats. I just hit a key several times. And I have a new hat every time I do that. I love you. Hey, OMP, what's up?
What do you do?
I am making beats and being nerdy with chat.
You give to me later.
Yeah. Is that code for can I beat Lace for you? Is that code for can I beat Lace for you?
For beating a boss for me?
For beating Lace?
Oh, it's way too early for that. I'm saving that. I'm keeping that card in my back pocket. Play it later.
You're gonna... I don't come cheap.
Are you playing my game, Save? This is my game.
Yeah, on my own Steam account. Corey and I are playing through Silksong, and she's stuck on a boss, and when she gets stuck on a boss, she's like, Gray. Gray's my middle name. So yeah, like Bitwig, I think Bitwig takes the cake for drum stuff, personally. Hey, Jimmy, what's up? So we could do like a downbeat bass like that. So we can do like I'm gonna set this to computer ends. Hey Chu, what's up, dude? One, two, three, four. Yeah, that's dope. We could also do this here. And this is just like still in demo mode, but when I clean this up and make it have more of a push and pull, and I think that we can do something cool with it. I kind of like I really like how this oscillates, but I almost want it to be more staccato. So I want it to be more like do 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 do. So let's see what happens if I do that. Sick. Let's add a ring mod. Yeah, that works. Bless you. Did I just take a screenshot of that? I didn't mean to do that. I do make homemade nachos with the air fryer. Highly recommend. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but I like it, so I'm going to keep trying to, the sound anyways. I'm going to keep trying to develop it into something that could be more interesting. So we're going to introduce some physical modeling here. And this is just a trick that you can use to, this actually has a lot of applications now that I think about it. You can create physicality to your plucks. You can use this to create short delays for snares. You can do lots of dope shit with this. But part of the reason why I love Slice EQ is because is there a limit to how many of these bands you can have? If there is, I haven't ran into it. I mean, look how many we have already. Even if it's, say, 24, like, that's plenty to be able to create something like this, because now we have a custom comb filter, and we can use something like note tracking on here to set at C1, and then set this to 88. And we can go right click and set this to 88. And so now it helps us give a little bit more physicality to whatever it is that we're doing. And we can further pull that out if we add in just a little bit of reverb. So that way we send in something that's a realistic space into the resonance. Shout out to Data Broth, by the way. It was quite a few years ago, but Data Broth was the one that kind of turned me on to physical modeling. I've never seen that icon before. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So I have a bunch of racks here that just have a bunch of stuff on here to create different textures. Kind of like that. Which sometimes it's cool. I'm gonna back off of the gain on this. Set this to a 1/4 now. And then we can kind of break that up a bit. Good. It's a good loop.
Wow to all of my niggas, come out. This is your toes.
Fucking E40.
Really not on less you. Even a mature, so let me find me a suck out the grip and hit him hella quick with one of them licks. Find me a suck out the grip and hit him hella quick with one of them licks. Find me a suck out the grip and hit him hella quick with one of them licks. Find me a suck out.
That sounds like he's saying something else, and I don't want to say what it is.
Definition of a lick. Tacking Boosie's chip.
Ooh, that's nice.
Tacking Boosie's chip. Definition of a lick. Find me a suck out.
It sounds like he's saying you... Never mind.
Put it on the click, back to whoa.
Yeah.
Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tacking Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tacking Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tacking Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tacking Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tacking Boosie's chip.
Okay. I'm going to loop this for a second, and I'm going to just create some vocals, some vocal variations off of this.
Put it on the click, back to whoa. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging Boosie's chip. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging Boosie's chip. Put it on the click,
What? What's funny? That's funny.
Put it on the click. Put it on the click, back to what?
What it... Unhear what? Oh, yeah, what it sounds like he was saying? Yeah, it sounded like he was saying, can I kick it? That's what that sounded like to me.
Put it on
The click, back to what?
Cool. So we could use stuff like this, which is really nice to just add in different little intonations and stuff. And this was something that I picked up from people like Chi and all that. The clit. The click.
Put it on.
I didn't say that. So this would be kind of cool, like figuring out how to use warped vocals is such a skill that I need to spend more time on, to be honest, because like especially with this kind of music, one thing that I think like I'm going to tell you all something, and this is going to be really important, but forgive me because words are hard, but I think that one of the most important skills that Cage and she have taught me is the like the importance of, for one, vocals, but two, the art of practicing how to implement them as opposed to just being like ad libs or something like that. But if you listen to their music, especially like, well, both of them, but especially Cage, like the way that they implement vocals both as an instrument and also as rhythmic pieces and all that is probably one of the most overlooked things that makes them so good. And I don't really use a lot of vocals in my music. I do sometimes. Sometimes I use my own. Sometimes I use other people. Like we sampled E40 in this particular case. But really getting in and practicing, because nothing, I don't think anything as far as like human listening goes grabs someone's attention more than a vocal. And sometimes if your track is empty and like, you know, not doing what you want it to do, or you feel like it needs something, a creative vocal, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, let me just put someone's rap over it or something, but the little ad libs and the little placements of like, even when I show you this right here, like it might not work quite yet, but I know that it's going to at some point, is something that just can totally send a track. Boom. The clit. So it needs to be here, I think. And also like using it as a rhythmic piece. Like, see how much more it already is starting to. Like, it's already starting to come together a lot more. And what I've realized about hip hop and beat making in general, and this is something that is also equally as important, I feel, is that if you ever listen to somebody produce like a trap beat or something that is specifically meant to be rapped over, did I do that right? Most hip hop beats are meant to be repetitive, obviously to be rapped over and stuff. But what I've realized is that the nuance and like the details and all of the stuff that is very like, oh, you know, makes it stand out and makes it not repetitive is the inflection of the voice and the nuance of somebody's personality and characteristics, right? That's part of the reason why I think I love MF Doom so much, is because he was actually somebody that had a lot of nuance to his beats, although it was incredibly subtle, but he managed to pull off things that were monotone, but have these rhythms and these like old catchphrases, right? That people would say back in the 60s and 70s, like things that you would hear out of a comic book, and implement that in a way that was so natural to the rest of his sounds. I didn't know this, but MF Doom was actually like older before he, rest in peace, but like before he passed, like, because he was like, I think he was a rapper since the 80s and had a group with his brother before his brother passed away, rest in peace. Yeah. Like I didn't know this because, okay, so they actually have this like super racist, and I'm saying that because they're people of color, but they have this super racist album cover. And I remember I was going through my iTunes library and I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is this? Out of nowhere. And I look it up and it's fucking MF Doom before he was MF Doom. And I'm not going to pull it up because somebody's going to report me for it. But yeah, it's them. And I was like, what the hell? But it was their thing. I was like, oh shit. So then that's how I got into the research of what MF Doom's group was before he became MF. And it's incredibly fascinating to me because like I like rap history and stuff. But um, MF Doom group with brother KMD. Um, he was known as Zevlov X, and then his brother Subrock with a core of hip hop trio, which also included Onyx, the Burstone Kid. And then he reemerged with his mask persona. Yeah, so his second album. So this is what showed up, but it was a pretty like um profane picture that I saw on the album cover. And I was like, I don't have anything like this. What the fuck is this? And then I figured out that it was an MF Doom thing. But what was their group name called? But yeah, 1988? Like, that's insane. They were so ahead of their time, causing much damage. That's what they were. But like, yeah, can you believe that? Like, that is such a like, I don't know, the story of MF and like just his time and all that. And you know, and even now thinking about it, like I think his first, I think Doomsday was like 2001. Debut solo album Operation Doomsday was released in 1999. Oh, okay. So I was half right. There's a reissue with a slightly different track list later by Subverse Records in 2001. That's fascinating to me. But yeah, so I had a point about that story, but yeah, realizing like the nuance of vocals and stuff within tracks and all that, and that's something that those two guys that I was mentioning, and Zayn as well. But I feel like Zayn has a more Zayn makes really good halftime, but something about his music is that he makes it a point to go beyond just that. Like he's got a huge variety of like his sonic display that has a much different flavor, I feel, than what I'm describing. Like if you listen to Grudge or Be Kind, and the way that he uses vocals in that way is a very it's a very distinct style. Shout out to Zayn, love him. So I think what I want to do with this now that I'm listening to it is I want to make it like. So you see how this kick right here is, it's like boom, boom. And so if we can make this just super late like this, now check this out. And then we want to make this kick later as well. Okay, we made this one a little bit too far. And that's kind of what I want to find is I want to find that bounce. That it's one of my favorite like beat styles. We can repitch this. And something that you can do to make this like kind of even itself out is we're gonna need a hat for that, or something else that will have a high contrast sound, but
Put it on the click, the click.
I think for the most part, this beat is I didn't have much variation in the beat yet, so
Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging pussies, yep. Tagging. Tagging pussies, yep. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging pussies, yep.
okay. So now that we have something like that, I think that what would be cool is to make this late now as well.
Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging pussies, yep. Put it on the click, back to whoa. Tagging pussies, yep. Put it on the click.
I made some really good rims the other day. I'm gonna see if I can find those. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Other idea for this. I think that would be kind of cool to have some of this later, but I'm going to go back into this and try to find some of this other stuff. Is it helpful when I'm narrating, by the way, or do you prefer I just work? I am, but that's why I ask. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Okay. You like the narrating? Yeah, it helps me narrate when, I will say, like, when there's questions and stuff too, because otherwise I just get into production mode and turn off. Not always looking at the screen, so it helps. There. Oh, I was like, why is this doing that? That's because of this. Let's see if we can stretch this out and get some other texture out of this. hit J on this and stretch this in and reverse that, so that way we've got something that kind of leads in. I don't necessarily know if I want to do it on the first bar, but sometimes having subtle texture under this, especially under kicks and all that. And there's a relationship here that if nothing else is useful, I can take... Yeah. Like, between these three sounds, I'm sure that there's a place for this without it sounding too busy. There's definitely an interaction here for some really good potential for this. The drum beat of this? That's so cool. Okay, cool. I want to add texture to the sub now. Just a little bit. And I want to make sure that that third harmonic isn't sticking out as much. See how that's almost the same volume? But what I could do is I might bring these harmonics up. You see how now that has like a... That's a very different vibe, I guess. There's also like a huge thing to be said about the art of like 808s and like texture for that. But something that I like to do is split this into 2 bands and put a high pass on this. And then I add a distortion first because that adds harmonics, and then I add a filter. But from stacking filters and distortions like this, you can create like a top end that sometimes sounds really good. So I like to use different different styles like this because that will help me add the texture on top. See, so. And so if we add another thing to this and we add a top end, and then we make it like super noisy. Maybe a ring mod. Or we can do low pass noise. You see how like we've created a texture over that now? Is that just from this? Sounds like it.
click.
Offset this by just a bit because it seems like it's just right next to it, so this one as well. We definitely need an EQ on that. Let's try that. That might help. Fletching. And then we can join these and then try to get that to... Probably won't have that one step up. I think it's kind of cheesy. The groove already is right where it needs to be. I think that I just want some more like high-end effects and energy over the top. Like right there, there's a pocket. I think there's this bass that I made that I'm gonna have a tutorial on soon. It's called Wah Wah Wah. Not that one. And I think it would be cool to just have that. That could be cool. I'll probably add the little neurobass rack on top of this. And just do that like one time throughout this. Where was that pocket? Like right here? So if I just did that like right in this space, yeah, that seems to be where that needs to be. Sounds like a sound that'll perk up Jersey's ears. You would think, but look at this angel. Look at that. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautiful puppy. It's kind of cool too. Yeah, she's just snoozing. I don't know if I want to use that right there, but that's definitely a cool sound, so. And then dude, the beat of this is so sick. I think I'm just gonna put it there. And what I think I'm gonna do on this is I'm gonna bounce that out and just put a low pass over it. Okay, now what do I do with this? Because the beat itself is cool, but now I'm like, okay, fuck. Yo, thanks, Drama. Appreciate the follow. For some reason, this won't select all of these. Okay, there we go. And something else that we can do is just turn that off on the first go so we can... And then we can add some kind of texture here. I kind of like that sound, that. So if we can pitch that and just do something interesting like that, so. That might actually be cool to. Hmm. Bro, the fucking bass right there.
Put it on the click, the click, the click. Oh. Tagging pussies, yep. Put it on the click, the click. Tagging pussies.
What's creating the... Okay, so I think what I'm going to do on this is we're just going to have this on every other one except for here for the first half. Oh my god. Drizzy farted and that fucking smells terrible. What is that? Is it this? Okay, different sound right there. Let's do something unique. It's kind of cool, actually. Sounded like a walkie-talkie. All those sounds came from this. That's kind of cool. It just... I wonder if I can like try to crush those two together with like disc tube or something and just have... I kind of like that. Is that from this? Is it from this? It's creating that click. There it is. Maybe it's from that. Dude, this little... something that I need to do is on all of these little guys. I was just going to go back and fix this, and the side chaining of this could still fix it, but I'm just going to do it now that it's on my mind. But I need to add fades to these so that way that click doesn't ruin the track. We can find something cooler than that. I definitely want there to be something, but I'm sure that... Okay, I thought it would be cool, but it kind of changes the vibe a bit too much. is the midway point, right? No, this is. Something a little different to progress the beat. And I want it to be a little bit noisier, so we're gonna add noise to it. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. And then I think I want this to be later as well. Like, no, I don't want it to catch up. I want it to be like, yeah, like that. So now I just kind of want to have there still needs to be like some kind of focal melody or some kind of progression to that. And part of me wants to like change, like have a switch up for the second piece of this. But what I have here is something that I could sit down with and work on for a few days. Just because there's so much, I feel like there's a lot to explore with it. The groove of it is king, and even just as a concept, I'm like, okay, like I have something special that matters to me anyways. Not saying that this is hot shit or anything, but more so in the means of like, okay, I really like this. And that's kind of where I find the value of doing stuff like that. But yeah, probably also put this on the middle here. Dude, most of the time, like, I finish the track and I finish like the majority of the arrangement on the first day. Thanks, Chungus. Where were these? There was some of these other chords that were really cool, right? Sorry. Like, those are cool, but I also feel like they're just a little bit too chill, and I'm not really sure if I want to hype this up. Almost monophonic. Well, yeah, it's because like it's because of intermodular distortion, right? Like especially when you're working on single harmonics or like minimal harmonic sounds like sine waves. So like one of them just eats out the shut up. One of them prioritizes the other. Like that is a cool chord progression, but they're a little bit too chill for my taste. Like I don't know. The thing is like whenever I stop trying to make heavy music, I can usually just write shit, but it's always when I'm trying to make a fucking banger that I tend to get stressed out. But that's not a bad progression. It sounds really cool. I think that these sequences are muted, right? There's a third sequence. There's a fourth sequence. I think, I don't know if it's a different key or not, but probably. I guess we could do like a simple progression. Do. That's not what I meant to do. Do. I would need to listen to this on its own because right now it doesn't sound right. What I'm going to do is I am going to copy this, just this anyways, and I'm going to take off the high-end energy of this, so just leave it as an 808. Hey, Saw. Why does that sound weird? Yeah, the D to D sharp works. But I think that I'm actually playing a weird mode. Let me see what this is. Because it might be like harmonious, but it might not be the root note. That's interesting. So what is this? C sharp. Like that works, but this is in D, I think. Or the key of the track. Oh no, it's D sharp. So I wonder, am I playing this as a third? Or as a minor third? Based off of what the root note is? Because this is... And I think this is... No, because... So this is in C sharp. And then this is in D sharp. So that's really interesting. Well, I mean, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Why don't I just transpose this by 2? And then... Why does it sound like that now? Like, even from 2 semitones? It sounds all fucked up. But now it's in key. Yeah, that's what I was saying from earlier, was that this frequency shift would screw up wave relationships of the 2 notes. No, not necessarily, but I don't see a reason to pull that out. I think that because it's just sine waves, the Elastic Pro works okay. I'm not trying to do that. I don't know why that does that. I don't want that thing to pop up. But yeah, that's what I was saying, was that this, the sub here is the second degree, it feels like, of what but we're making it the first, which I find to be interesting, right? Yeah, we could do a mode change with that if you wanted to. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but I was trying to figure out why this was sounding the way that it was. But to me, it also, it sounds nice when you play it like that, but in relation to the first part, it feels like it doesn't, that feels like it doesn't flow into itself. So I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll put this idea to the side. It's starting to throw me off. I'm gonna do like a pitch bend on this. The clear. We're gonna do it on the clear. It just sounds like he's saying the most provocative shit ever. It's great. Like, what is he saying right here? I really like that part. I want there to be something else right there too, though. Just a something like a dirk or. I almost want to say taking bussies. Taking bussies check is what it sounds like. Jesus. E40 loved the bussies. This is really nice. I might use this. Are you guys... Are you guys ready for the next sample pack to drop? Oh, that's not what he meant. Sprinkle me. I was really into E40 like when... It's gonna be a while. Like, all of the... Look, all of this shit is unsorted. And I need to go through all of it in order to figure out... I also have the Digitone 2 stuff and the other hardware stuff that I haven't bounced yet. Like, it's a lot, man. When did I put the last sample pack out? I think in like April. Wait, let me see. There's so much. I have so many samples to sort through. Cumulus Ice. Sample starter kit. Fresh hats. Insidium was in June. So July. How many terabytes of samples have I made? Not a single terabyte yet. Yeah, I do, but this one has so much more musical shit in it that like I'm kind of stressing out over how to... I'm stressing out like how to get that in key because a lot of it is not going to be in key. Yeah, so July, we'll say half of June, July, August, September. So about 4 months. I've got 4 months of samples that I'm sitting on. Yeah, dude, Sononym is great, but it's not perfect, you know? Yeah. But I also need to see like just how much content I have. Even though this is like over 1,000 samples, I don't know what exactly it is. And I need to make sure that I have like all of the categories of like basses, percussion, you know, kicks and snares. I'm probably sure I have enough of that. But you know what I'm saying? Just enough of whatever it is that I'm doing. So it's kind of nice though. And that's kind of like why the ecosystem works out really well and that's why I do sound design every project is because I think that it helps create this relationship of you all see me making the samples, you see me using the samples in context, and then here, like, you know that it's mine because I make almost everything on stream. Speaking of, I did want to check one thing because I put a lot of work into something earlier. Whips and IDs. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. I at least have this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So I made some MIDIs and stuff, and I'm going to be doing like a MIDI pack for the Hey Packs. I don't know if they're going to put it out for free or not, but I told them that I wanted to do that for them because one of their recent updates was the drum MIDI import. And I went through the trouble to make all these different drum grooves and stuff. And I think I accidentally deleted all of my grouped, it's called like grouped contents or something. And so that's everything from patterning. And I was like, fuck, I can't believe I did that. So, yeah. You know what would be sick, though? Like, maybe something that I should do is see if I can get this into Ableton and import this as a MIDI groove. Because, like, this is a drum beat that I've been chasing for a long time. Like, a long time. Okay, what was this? What was this supposed to be? right, let's get that in key. Because that could actually be kind of nice if... All of that sounds out of key. What? Let me see what this is. Well, let me see what this is, because this is the most prominent harmonic. Okay, so that tells me that that's closer to A, so if we went A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp. Okay, what if I did this and just got rid of that? Yeah, it still sounds out of key. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't work. Would it be one semitone or half a semitone? Well, it depends, because sometimes it's in between. But half a semitone would be 0.5. A semitone would be... I don't know. It sounds like you're mixing it with whole tone versus... Or whole half, whole half. The D sharp to E is half a... Or is one semitone, goddammit. A half step. That's why I don't like the whole half setup, because like it's so easy to get confused with that kind of stuff. Man, like the beat is cool. It just needs a direction. This is like my biggest Achilles heel when it comes into writing. And I want this to be like super fucking wide.
Let's go outside.
She was like, I was in the middle of chewing a bone. That might be kind of cool to do like a do 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 do. Oh, oops. Nope. Needs to be like 2 more pulses right there. I'm gonna get rid of that just so that way. I've been using Bit Crusher as a Redux tool. It sounds great with basses. Oh, fuck. Aw, fuck. I can't believe you done this. Maybe we can do something clever with this just on the mids. It's kind of cool, actually. That's interesting. I don't think that I'm going to keep that, but it's just an idea. We are? What?
No rolls left.
How do we go through toilet paper so fast?
So we have no Kleenex.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm trying Biblik 6. How can I activate the option to zoom and to zoom to the selected track? You mean like this? Like where you select a track and it does that? It's right here. Yeah. That's a new feature. So yeah, I'm gonna think on this one. I don't need to figure it out right now, but it's not, I'm glad that I at least tried options, so that way I'm not just like on a cliffhanger, but it's a vibe, like for sure. I just don't know what to do with it yet. And I gotta say, like, today was a W for me, just for the sheer fact of the drum beat. No, Jersey, get down. I gotta go to the bathroom. I need you to not be on my tummy right now. She loves to do that. Hey, let me come crush your nuts. Hey, let me come squeeze your bladder. And I'm like, stop. Stop. Yeah. Well, I do need to go soon, but does anybody have any questions about anything, or? I also want this to be slower. So maybe what I could do is move this out as well. Yeah, so now I can just take this combo and put it right there. And do that. So let's see what that does. There we go. I'm going to do that right there as well. No. Undo. And let's see what that sounds like with this. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it's going to make the pace of the beat a little bit more groovy. That's so much better. Yeah. This beat is sick.
Put it on, put it on,
I had it right.
put it on, put it on, put it on the click, the click. Attacking pussies. Put it on the click, the click. Attacking pussies.
Bro. Like the relationship of how all this works.
Put it on the click, the click. Attacking pussies.
It's so fucking cool. I gotta finish this. I have to finish this. I haven't felt this good about a track in a while. But I just need to figure out what to do with it. I'm gonna export this. But yeah, I do need to balance. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Thank you so much for hanging with me today. I will say that, and sorry, but if you all like my sounds and all that, a lot of this stuff is on alchemy.com. Lots of the same sounds. I used a lot of drums from Insidium. So there's that. Lived with a soul drummer for a while and learned a lot from him. I bet, like, if a pocket drummer, especially, which is kind of, I like, almost sounds stupid to say, but I think that you know what I mean by that. But somebody that is, you know what I mean, that's all about that. Like, to be honest with you, that and Neurobass are my favorite things about Halftime. Is the grooves of it, and then the cool sounds, and so that's part of what motivates me with this. Our group was called Deep Pockets, go figure. But yeah, like that's what I get the most satisfaction or the most like spiritual fulfillment out of making beats like this, is like when I can create something that has that pocket. He never overplayed. He was all about a solid groove. And that's something that I'm trying to get better at too, is finding that balance of, well, it changes the direction of the track, right? Because like when you busy it up, the more busy your drums, the less elements that you can have over the top. And then when you have a pocket like this, you know what I mean? Like I could put anything over this. And I don't know what it is yet, but it has that space. Can I just type Halftime and we'll find a playlist of this type of music? No, but I'll give you a list of artists that you can look up. Like, because if you type in Halftime, you're going to find super bullshit. I got you, though. I'm going to hit you with all the bangers. Cheese, Saruda, Cage, John Casey, Ivy Lab, Deft. Who else we got? Who are the other? Zane Wolf. Can't forget Zane. Hold on, let me look at my tricking playlist. Oh, Eunice. Mad Zach. Where? I don't know where she is, sweetie. She did. Nice.
Check her poops like a newborn baby. It's true.
I know, man. She shits like a horse. I'm just like, we don't feed her that much, but she just fucking.
She mad.
She knows how to just blow ass, man. And
Oh no. Can you see me on the thing?
no, now I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. DNTR, flesh interface,
How's it calling you?
Kunis. No, someone's asking me for recommendations.
Flash interface. What kind of name is that? That's scandalous.
It's a guy named Vic from Germany.
Very scandalous.
You should definitely check out the Monkey Rascal. Wouldn't necessarily be halftime, but he just makes like super wonky beats that I would highly recommend listening to anyways, because Sorza's got some good halftime. Shout out to Sorza. I'm trying to get him on the channel at some point, but he's been super busy with, I think he's touring. Yeah, so these are just a few people. Let me see if I have anything else. Yeah, he just came out with some new stuff, which I think you were there for that, but we have an interview on the channel. I haven't been able to get in contact with him since. I think that, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I pissed him off or what. I'm like, bro, come back, please. Oh, Anko. No. Like, not, I don't know. I just haven't been able to get a hold of him, but I'm like, please come back. Please. Yeah, Anko. Let me see. See if I can find a few more artists that I think are good. Dale or Daly. Daly has good shit. Dale, please don't go. I have to, man. I gotta go play Yu-Gi-Oh. E-Prom, Shades. Vector has some stuff. They're kind of all over the place. Halogenics, Halogenics as well. Like, he used to be part of. Hey, I want you to stay. It's above my pay grade. Eunice, D4, Specific. I don't know of any of OK Jake's music, but I mean, sure. Teenage Mutants, Eli Brown, Mayo, Chumara. I feel like, is Chumara more of like the like, that's not the kind of shit that I'm trying to recommend to him. No offense. But anything that's in that genre that's like, wow, that's not fucking halftime to me. I'm sorry. It's not bad music, but no. Sorry, not sorry. No. That's not fucking halftime. At least to me. That shit is like, yeah. Like, no, we're not doing that shit here. Like, I'm talking about the shit that's like, you know, that kind of stuff. No. Actually, yeah. She's right. Signs also has some really cool stuff. Oh, Monument has some really dope stuff. If you were to look up some stuff from Mefuse, like they're primarily a drum and bass producer, but they have some halftime shit that's like okay, so like Charles the First would be a good example of like the kind of halftime that I wouldn't mention. Rest in peace, Charles the First. No disrespect, but they're kind of in this other thing that I don't fuck with. Invictive, that would be another halftime producer. Shout out to Invictive. I've done a lesson with them. Well, that's where it came from. You know what I mean? They came from drum and bass, and that's the kind of stuff that I look for. I don't look for like, I feel like there's like 3 main derivatives, and feel free, Cursa, I guess, would be another person. Well, Cursa kind of came up with the idea, so how could I not say that? But I'm gonna say this before I go. Oh, Holly makes good shit. And Scope. Okay, sorry, hold up. So, in my opinion, I think that halftime came from three different main places. You have the people that used to make drum and bass, you have the people that made neuro hop, and then you have people that would make like glitch hop. I don't count those two as the same. I'd say people that make halftime that come from neuro hop would be like frequent, copycat, right? People that come from glitch hop is kind of what people are doing with like the. No, it doesn't include dubstep. I don't think so, anyways. It does. It doesn't have the sound to it, in my opinion. But the people that came from glitch hop, I would say, is more of like the yomps and the. It's the more skippy shit. There's that aspect, and then you have the people that came from drum and bass, and in my opinion, that's I try to stick with these two derivatives of it, which I'm not trying to say like subgenres or anything, but more so just the history of like what's helped shape the genre, which I think that halftime is a shit name for a genre in the first place. But when I look at these styles, right, and I look at these, you know, like flavors of these types of tracks, like if you were to listen to somebody that came from those, you'd be like, oh, that's where their roots are embedded within. But to me, those three distinctions are something that I could point out and be like, if I were to listen to some of their halftime tracks, I would know that they came from that. For anybody that's been in the game for a while anyways, because like obviously new producers are coming up and making, you know, brand new shit, but even looking at their influences and all that other stuff. So I'm trying to give you the things that I like. I would say explore the genre to its fullest and find stuff that you like, but I just can't stand the yomp shit. It feels like white college prep kid music. That's what that flavor of the genre reminds me of. You know, like sideways hat wearing, let's get lit, you know, a saw dude, like, you know what I mean? Which was a great meme for the time, but some people are actually like that. But, and that's, yeah, I'm totally disrespecting people right now, which I don't mean to, but that's just the crowds that I've seen from that is something that I tend to stay over here. I tend to stay in the lane of fucking mid-30s people that don't go outside anymore. So there you go. So yeah, anyways, can't wait to see this on Instagram tomorrow. Somebody calling me out. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's how I feel. It's not all bad. It's just not for me. Anyway, I gotta go. Alckemy.com. Much love. We'll be back to. Is today Saturday? No, today's Friday. So we'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll work on this tomorrow. And we'll try to get some other things going. But thank you all. I appreciate you. Yeah, gratitude from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me. Damn. Okay. Well, I'll see y'all later. Have a great rest of your evening.